So no doubt Donald Trump was getting very jealous during the debate between Governor Walz and J.D. Vance. I mean, look at what Donald Trump was posting in the middle of the debate. During the debate, Donald Trump was tweeting about Pete Rose. Pete Rose died the day before, and Donald Trump was saying he needs to be in the Hall of Fame immediately. This is an announcement from Donald Trump, MAGA, exclamation point. Also, you had Donald Trump's top surrogate wanting to make it about herself, me as well. Alina Habba was posting this right here, a photo of Taylor Swift that's manipulated, and Alina Habba writes, "This who y'all getting your political opinion from?" So Donald Trump and his top surrogate doing that. We also are learning right now, and others are reporting it as well, including Jen Psaki, that the Harris-Walz campaign is cutting a major ad right now based on that final exchange from the debate where I think Governor Walz won that debate, where J.D. Vance was too afraid to say that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. To me, this is one of the biggest moments of the entire 2024 election, where J.D. Vance is asked a basic question. And Governor Walz asked it to him, did Donald Trump lose in 2020? And J.D. Vance is like, we just got to move forward. We got to move forward. I'm not going to answer that here. Watch the exchange. Let's play it.
Ability to say he is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
It's a damning non-answer for you to not talk about censorship. Obviously, Donald Trump and I think that there were problems in 2020. We've talked about it. I'm happy to talk about it further.
But to be fair, the debate was a fairly normal debate in political terms, if you will, right? I mean, you had Governor Walz and J.D. Vance going back and forth on different ideas. I mean, I think J.D. Vance lied about basically everything, but, it was a far more normal debate than anything we've seen Donald Trump engage in. But following the debate, Governor Walz's favorability is just absolutely through the roof right now. Under the CNN poll, Governor Walz's favorability is now plus 37%. He got another plus 23 after people saw that. Also, J.D. Vance picked up some favorability there, but he's still underwater. According to the CNN poll, negative 3% is his favorability. It's still a net negative under the CNN numbers right there. I want to show you this. The Harris-Walz campaign put out the following ad as well. They call it Concepts of a Plan. And again, the more I watched the Governor Walz J.D. Vance debate, I don't know what you thought. For me, it just reinforced just how much of a lunatic and out of control Donald Trump was in that debate. Here, watch the latest ad that was cut by Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign. Play the clip.
President Trump, you have long vowed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
If we come up with something, we're going to do it and we're going to replace it.
You still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan. There are concepts and options we have to do that.
You have no plan. When Donald Trump was president, he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. And what the Affordable Care Act has done is eliminate the ability of insurance companies to deny people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was like? We, over the last 4 years, have strengthened the Affordable Care Act, and now we have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month. We have capped the cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000 a year. And when I am president, we will do that for all people, understanding that access to health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Earlier in the day, Donald Trump held this event in Wisconsin where just ranting and raving. He couldn't say the word hurricane. Play this clip.
The Hurricane Helene.
Donald Trump then said something about age and wage and rage. Again, just ranting and raving. Not even sure what he's saying here. Let's play this clip.
Well, I'll tell you, I never did let it happen. And I didn't do the rage. They want to do, and they're going to do, no doubt about it, a big way, an increase in age and wage, because what that means is you're going to go way up in terms of when you qualify. So how would you like to say?
And one of the things that we uncovered at the MeidasTouch Network from our editorial team as well is a lot of shady business around Donald Trump claiming that he was raising money for Hurricane Helene. First, he claimed that he was bringing truckloads of supplies, but it turns out that he wasn't bringing truckloads of supplies, but instead he was claiming credit for other charitable organizations. Then you dig deeper into Donald Trump's GoFundMe, that he set up a GoFundMe that's not linked to any charitable organization. I'm going to do a deeper dive on that. Don't you worry there. But let's take a look here, CNN's panel of undecided voters. And here's what one of the undecided voters said after watching the debate between Governor Walz and J.D. Vance. Let's play this clip.
Debate. And I actually want to start with overall impressions, guys, because all 7 of you came in undecided. One of you said they've made up their mind. Ryan, who are you going to vote for, and what kind of solidified that opinion?
Well, I'm going to be voting for Kamala Harris. You know, one of the stark sort of aspects of that debate that really stuck with me was when they were talking about January 6th and how Mike Pence certified the election, and they were wondering if J.D. Vance would certify the election should Trump lose. And, you know, J.D. Vance didn't really give us a definitive answer, and I'm disappointed in that fact. And I don't think that I can trust someone, you know, with my vote if they're not going to respect it.
So here was another really strong moment from that debate where Governor Walz talks about how when Mike Pence made the decision to certify the election, that's why Mike Pence isn't on stage. Play this clip.
Because look, when Mike Pence made that decision to certify that election, that's why Mike Pence isn't on this stage. What I'm concerned about is, where is the firewall with Donald Trump? Where is the firewall if he knows he could do anything, including taking an election, and his vice president's not going to stand to it? That's what we're asking you, America. Will you stand up? Will you keep your oath of office, even if the president doesn't? And I think Kamala Harris would agree. She wouldn't have picked me if she didn't think I would do that, because of course that's what we would do. So America, I think you've got a really clear choice on this election of who's going to honor that democracy and who's going to honor Donald Trump.
And meanwhile, you had J.D. Vance lying and saying that Donald Trump peacefully gave over power. Let's play this clip right here.
It's really rich for Democratic leaders to say that Donald Trump is a unique threat to democracy when he peacefully gave over power, when he peacefully gave over power, peacefully gave over power, peacefully gave over power, peacefully gave over power.
According to the NBC focus group of 6 undecided voters in Pennsylvania, 5 of the 6 said that Tim Walz won the debate. I think that's a very important point. David Axelrod says, Vance was doing well tonight, and then Walz asked a direct question about the 2020 election, and Vance ran from it like a bat out of hell. Thought that was a good description. Here's what Senator Amy Klobuchar had to say. Let's play this clip right here.
Minute 90.
Yeah,
Minute 90.
democracy.
And I actually thought J.D. Vance would say, well, of course, you know, blah, 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 blah. He didn't. He doubled down on the Donald Trump. Donald Trump would not admit that Joe Biden won that election, and J.D. Vance didn't either. And the problem is, as the person chairing the inauguration, no matter who wins, chairing January 6th, I am well aware of what's going to happen here. We need people of both parties, once the election results are clear, to embrace that. And no one, especially independents and moderate Republicans, want to put an autocrat in place that isn't even respecting the wishes of the democracy.
And as we're talking about undecided voters, the Lincoln Project is out with a new powerful ad. Let me show you what they put out recently. Play this clip.
Remember him? We thought he was different. We had fun at his rallies. It was exciting. What happened? Now he can't make up his mind about big issues, moral issues like abortion.
Well, I think the 6 week is too short. I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks.
The next day, he flip-flopped.
So I'll be voting no.
For years, he said he really won the 2020 election.
Frankly, we did win this election.
Then he finally admitted he lied.
Lost by a whisker.
On Bitcoin.
Do you have a dabble in Bitcoin?
I don't. You know, I think the others are potentially a disaster waiting to happen.
Then Bitcoin tycoons contributed to his campaign.
The United States will be the crypto capital of the planet, and we'll get it done.
You know what happened to to our guy, that guy we liked? After running for office for a decade, he became just another politician. It's sad.
And here's an ad from the Kamala Harris campaign. Let's play it.
Trump's shuttle had already lost $128 million.
New York's Attorney General says Trump University swindled students.
Former CEO says, we literally sold almost no stakes.
His Truth Social stock has plummeted by 20%.
They think he's the worst. Weird,
twisted, creepy authoritarian.
A net negative favorable rating, making history in the completely wrong way.
JD Vance, American Vice President. Good to see you.
Okay.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe and let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.